Director and Principal Primary, Sri Amitabh Agnihotri, Associate Director and Headmaster, SAI International Residential School, all the directors, distinguished guests, parents, and dear students. Welcome to the third edition of Founders Memorial Series 2024, celebrating the legacy of the architect of excellence. The Founder Memorial Series, lovingly organized by SAI International, is a heartfelt homage to the vision, dedication, and enduring legacy of our founder chairman, the late Dr. Bijaya Kumar Sahoo. This event series provides a month of reflection, inspiration, and appreciation for the extraordinary person who laid the foundation for an institution devoted to nurturing young minds and shaping future leaders. Through a month-long celebration, the Founder Memorial Series brings together students, teachers, alumni, and staff, allowing the SAI community to honor the values and dreams the founder chairman instilled in us. This series includes a diverse array of activities, each inspired by Dr. Sahoo's vision that unite the entire community in harmony, embodying his commitment to holistic education. Today's Founder Memorial Talk marks the culmination of these commemorative events, symbolizing the lasting impact of the late founder has had on every pioneer. This tribute series not only reflects our founder's legacy, but also reinforces the pledge to shape every pioneer into a confident individual, one who could make both the institution and its founder proud. Music, indeed, is a universal language, one that transcends boundaries and speaks to the soul. A language cherished deeply by our beloved founder chairman, late Dr. Bijaya Kumar Sahoo. Today, in a heartfelt tribute to his memory, the SAI Choir, comprising our talented students and dedicated music teachers, has come together to perform a selection of his favorite songs. Through this musical offering, they honor his spirit, his passion, and his enduring love for music.
fear. And the head is held high when knowledge is free. Into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake.
Thank you, music gurus and the children, for such a mellifluous rendition. On June 1st, 2022, SAI International School held the inaugural Dr. Bijaya Kumar Sahoo Memorial Talk honoring the extraordinary life and legacy of Dr. Bijaya Kumar Sahoo, a visionary and edupreneur whose dedication led to the creation of SAI International Group. This first memorial talk featured a remarkable keynote by Dr. Prashant Mahapatra, Vice Chancellor of the University of California, and the Galaxy of Stars was inaugurated by the Honorable Governor, Sri Ganeshi Lalji. Dr. Sahoo's lifelong dream was to establish a world-class educational institution, a vision that led to the founding of SAI International School, SAI Angan, the largest play school in India, and SAI International Residential School. Driven by a commitment to reshape education, Dr. Sahoo focused on fostering a collaborative community of educators, parents, students, and institutions, striving to make education both relevant and transformative in an ever-evolving world. Ladies and gentlemen, dear children, it's very motivating to know about the impact and the dedication of our founder chairman, Dr. Bijaya Kumar Sahoo. Watching his video can be incredibly inspiring, especially when it highlights someone's journey, struggles, and unwavering dedication to uplifting students and creating a lasting change in India's educational landscape. In a short moment from now, we'll be watching a video which is presented by the Student Council of SAI International School.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My dear children, probably you are going to, for the last time, respond to me this good afternoon. Let me remember and cherish this good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you.
Dr. Sahoo was a visionary educator, a compassionate leader, and a tireless advocate for quality education. His journey began with a dream to transform the landscape of education in India.
March 2007, and in April 2007 the land was allotted, and in 2008 inaugurated the school.
Today, we gather in spirit and memory to honor the life and legacy of an extraordinary individual, Dr. Bijaya Kumar Sahoo.
Wish to win, wish to prepare to win. And your attitude to decide whether you have the wish to prepare to win. And this wish will take you towards your goal.
His passion for education led him to establish the SAI International School, where he not only imparted knowledge but also inspired countless young minds to reach their full potential. His innovative teaching methods and commitment to excellence set new standards in the educational sector.
On behalf of the SAI family, Samasta Parivar Vargam ka tarafru, I want to make this promise that apna sikhaithiva rastare we all will go forward.
He was such a terrific person in all respect. So I find him otherwise as a complete person.
In the most difficult time, sir, you have guided us to make a difference and emerge as the best and very, very different from the rest.
And today I take this opportunity of thanking sir for being a perennial source of inspiration to me particularly and to the entire SAI family.
Gone from our side, but never from our hearts. This place reminds me about the memorable time we have spent with our beloved chairman sir.
Creates a lifelong impact on students, as said by our change maker, extraordinary leader, Dr. Bijaya Kumar Sahoo.
I think Papa taught us the biggest life lesson after he left. the lesson that the most important thing in life is to be loved and respected. Papa would very often say that his Sai family, his students, his seniors would do anything for him. And looking at everything that the alumni of Sai and his entire staff and teachers at Sai have been doing since Papa passed away, I'm sure even Papa is very pleasantly surprised looking at all of us from heaven.
Papa came from a very humble background, but he dared to dream big, dared to bring Odisha on the national education map of India. And he left a deep mark on society where his work, his stories, and his legacy will live on forever. But as a father, as a best friend, as a mentor, he always made sure to imbibe in us his philosophy and values of human life.
Papa would always quote from one of Robin Sharma's books. He would say, "When you were born, you cried while the world rejoiced. Live your life in such a way that when you die, you rejoice while the whole world cries."
It's because of our Guru, our chairman sir, that we are who we are today. He treated each one of us as his own. We feel so honored and so blessed that we were able to receive your love and blessings in our lives, sir.
When Chairman Sir used to come up to the entrepreneurship lab, and when he used to show us clips from a particular film, he would show it to us with the point of view of an entrepreneur. And that thing has also pushed me to further look at things like that, and I'm gaining a lot of things, I'm learning a lot of things by looking at things differently.
Dr. Sahoo's impact extended beyond the walls of the classroom. He was deeply involved in community service, especially his 100 Libraries project, working tirelessly to uplift the underprivileged and to promote sustainable development. His legacy of giving back to society will continue to inspire generations to come.
As Dr. Sahoo once said, education is not just about learning facts, but about unlocking the potential within each individual. His life's work was a testament to this belief.
Dr. Bijaya Kumar Sahoo's contributions to education and society are immeasurable. His vision, perseverance, and kindness have left an indelible mark on the world. While he may no longer be with us, his spirit and ideals live on in the hearts of those he touched.
Sir's vision was simple yet profound, to build a school rooted in happiness. With this belief, he founded SAI International School, a place where students thrive in an environment filled with joy, positivity, and care. His mission was to create a community where every child felt supported, valued, and inspired to embrace the world with a happy heart. Today, his vision continues to guide the school, spreading the message that true success begins with happiness.
Always in life, dream big. Dream as big as possible, but keep your feet on the floor. Be as grounded as you can.
The video was truly inspiring and highly motivating and a heart-touching video.
check. Hello, hello, hello. Check. Check.
We are deeply honored to welcome Dr. Shilpi Sahoo, chairperson, SAI International Education Group, in our midst today. Dr. Sahoo embodies compassion, sincerity, and dedication, seamlessly blending the roles of mentor, torchbearer, and educator. With her knowledge, patience, and love, she fosters an environment that allows every student to grow in confidence and express their unique talents, enriching the holistic development of each individual. A passionate advocate for creative, flexible learning that respects each child's individuality, Dr. Sahoo understands that every student has a distinct learning style and personality. Under her dynamic leadership, SAI International Education Group, originally envisioned by our beloved founder chairman, Dr. Bijaya Kumar Sahoo, has entered a new era of growth and purpose. Dr. Shilpi Sahoo is firm in her commitment to realizing his vision,
propelling the institution to even greater heights and ensuring that his legacy endures and thrives. Without further ado, let me take the opportunity of humbly inviting Chairperson SAI International Education Group, Dr. Shilpi Sahoo, to kindly address the gathering. Ma'am, please.
Namaskar and a very good morning to one and all present here. Esteemed guest speaker of Founders Memorial Series, Shri Amish Tripathi, respected parents, guests, and my dear Sayunias. Today, we are here for a very special occasion. We have all come together to celebrate the life of a person because of whom we are sitting here today. And the best way to remember him would be to begin by playing his favorite song, the Song of Hope, and waving our hands just like he would always make us do at every special gathering.
Ashai, Ashai, Ashai. आशाएं 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 कुछ पाने की हो आस आस कोई अरमा हो जो खास खास आशाएं हर कोशिश में हो बार बार करे दरियाओं को आर पार आशाएं तूफानों को चीर के मंजिलों को छीन ले आशाएं
Thank you everyone. Today marks the conclusion of the third edition of the Founders Memorial Series. And over the past few weeks, our Sayunians participated in a series of events including Founders Cup debate, business model competition, humanities competition, science competitions, special assemblies, and many more in honor and memory of our founder. We started the Founders Memorial Series in 2022 when we had the former governor, Dr. Ganeshi Lalji, and Dr. Prashant Mahapatra, Provost, University of South Florida. And last year in 2023, we had Shri Devdutt Patnaik, renowned mythologist and author. This year, I am extremely grateful to Shri Amish Tripathi, who has flown all the way to share his time and wisdom with everyone present here today. A special thank you to all my dear parents and all my dear guests for taking out time to be a part of this memorial talk. In the short life that our founder, Dr. Bijaya Kumar Sahoo, lived, he created an indelible mark on the education landscape of Odisha and beyond. But what truly made him special are not his accomplishments, it's his love for children. He would be the most happiest when he would walk into SAI every day and children would run up to him, seek his blessings and hug him. Everything he built and designed at SAI was to make sure that his Scioniers are happy and that they love coming to school every day. He was their role model, yet their friend. His love and care also went beyond just our Scioniers, and it was towards every member of our SAI family. Today, when I look around this place, I can see countless teachers who have been a part of the SAI family since our founding year in 2008. And I see several family members who have been with him since he started JSS in 1992. And I am sure this still makes him very proud and happy from up there. Although he is no longer with us today, his vision and mission will always keep him alive within each one of us. Over the next many years, we as a SAI family will continue to uphold the purpose for which SAI was created and play a role in building the future of the young leaders of Odisha and India. Thank you everyone for being an indispensable part of the SAI family. And as he would always say, let's together build a better India through education. Thank you and namaskar.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your words of wisdom. And definitely all will be striving hard to keep the dream of our founder chairman, Dr. Bijaya Kumar Sahoo. Today we have amidst us Vishal Aditya Sahoo, son of our beloved founder chairman, an alumnus of Sri Ram College of Commerce, popularly known as SRCC, and an MBA from Stanford University. Vishal is a member of the Founders Office at SAI International. Vishal has worked with over 10 school chains and universities across South Africa, Brazil, United States, Singapore, amongst many other countries. He hopes to bring the best practices from across the world in SAI International group of schools. May I now call upon Vishal Aditya Sahoo, reminiscing the founder, late Dr. Bijaya Kumar Sahoo.
Namaskar to everyone present here. Over the last 3 years, there has not been a single day that I haven't spoken to my father. My phone's wallpaper is a picture of Papa smiling. Every morning when I wake up, the first thing I do is look at his picture and smile. I know my mother does the same thing. I know my twin brother and my sister do the same. It's just that we had never imagined life without Papa. He was the strongest pillar of my life, of my family's life. But despite all these years, I still have never accepted that I will never see my father again. Because there's just something inside me very weirdly that just tells me that I know that I will. And I know that a lot of you sitting here today who have lost someone that they truly loved dearly feel exactly the same way. Because that's what just keeps us going. A lot of times I have had the exact same thought. If I could get just 5 more minutes with Papa, if I could see him one last time, what would I say to him? And the answer is always the same. I would just tell him how much I loved him, how much he meant to me. Something I never did enough when he was alive. And I regret that to this day. I thought a lot about what I wanted to speak about today. In the few minutes that I have, I want to talk about the 3 things that I have realized after losing my father. First, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. I only realized what this truly meant after losing my father. My father's humility was one of his most remarkable qualities. Despite everything that he achieved, his love and respect for people never changed. His approach to life was just very different. He would try and learn something from every individual that he met. He just had this ability to somehow make the other person feel very special. And it was his connection with his students that was truly special. Like my mother just mentioned, that every time he would walk into SAI, every kid would just run up to him and give him a hug. He just had a different impact on people. Over the next many years, people might forget what my father accomplished. But I know for a fact that they will always have love and respect for him. And that to me is his biggest victory. Second, no matter what happens in life, it's never the end of the world. You always find a reason to keep going. No one, and I truly mean this from my heart, that no one exemplifies this more than my mother does. My father's loss deeply affected all of us. But I can never even begin to imagine what my mother must have gone through. She spent every second of her life with him. They met when they were in high school, and my parents were best friends ever since. I know that my mother lost a part of herself the day we lost Papa. But after my father, it only took a couple of months for my mother to come back and get to work. Her courage to keep smiling and carry forward the vision of SAI without Papa, something she had never ever imagined doing, is honestly the best example of leadership I have personally seen in my life. And while doing all of this, she let the 3 of her children continue with their plans in a place very far away from where she lives, while she was going through probably the toughest time of her life. My mother taught me what it means to have courage. Watching my mother brave through everything, always with that smile on her face, except now that she's crying, but otherwise, I realized that you can teach yourself to find joy again, no matter what happens. Third, and I could not emphasize this more for every single Pioneer that is sitting out here today. Let your parents know how much they mean to you, because sometimes it can be a little too late. Love them unconditionally, because your family is everything. No one cares about you as much as your parents do. Find ways to show that you care. Talk to them every day. I know how happy my father would get every time I would call him. And I would call him every day, but he would still just wait for me to call. My father's passing made me realize that life is very short and unpredictable. Don't wait for the right moment to show your love. Make every moment count. Reach out, express your gratitude, and just always be there for your parents. Sometimes I wonder whether Papa is still watching me. I ask him to give me signs very regularly, actually. Sometimes I do get signs, sometimes I don't. I don't think I'll ever actually know whether he is watching me or not. But my father taught me what it means to have faith. And I will always have faith that he's there, that he's somewhere around, even here, sitting here today, beaming with pride that his son is talking about him. My father was my best friend. I don't know if I'll ever be able to be the man that my father was. But I know that I'll try my best to just be like him. That for me will be victory, just as his name signifies. Namaskar and thank you.
Thank you, Vishal. Your father was not only the strongest pillar for you all, but he was the strongest pillar for the entire SAI fraternity. And we are following his philosophies, his ideas, his teachings, and definitely we will keep his dream high all the time. As we can always feel his unseen presence in all programs, in the class, in the corridors, and everywhere. Thank you. It's indeed a great honor and privilege to have amidst us Sri Amish Tripathi, a renowned Indian author, former diplomat and broadcaster. Following his undergraduate studies, Sri Tripathi sought further intellectual enrichment and pursued a master's degree in business administration from the Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta. He went on to receive the Eminent Alumnus Award from IIM Calcutta in 2017. Sri Tripathi's professional journey began in the banking industry, where he worked for 14 years in various roles before turning to writing. In his diplomatic role, Sri Amish worked as the Minister of Culture and Education at the Indian High Commission to the UK and the Director of the Nehru Centre in London. While his career in finance provided stability, his creative spirit yearned for expression. Inspired by his deep-rooted love for Indian mythology and historical narratives, Sri Tripathi embarked on a remarkable literary adventure. And today he is the fastest selling author in Indian publishing history, known best for his Shiva trilogy and Ramchandra series. He has written 11 books, both fiction and non-fiction, from 2010 till date. His books have sold over 7 million copies and been translated in 20 Indian and international languages. Forbes India has regularly ranked Sri Amish among the top 100 most influential celebrities in India. He has received many awards over his career, the most recent being the prestigious Dwarka Prasad Agarwal Award at the Jaipur Lit Fest 2024. As a broadcaster, he has hosted Discovery TV's successful and award-winning Legends of the Ramayana with Amish and Journey of India. He has produced and hosted the highly acclaimed and blockbuster documentary Ram Janmabhoomi, Return of a Splendid Son on NDTV and Geo Cinema, and has launched a podcast recently Immortal India with Amish, which is streaming on multiple channels, including YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, amongst others. Shri Amish Tripathi's achievements highlight his remarkable contributions to literature, his ability to connect with readers across genres, and his dedication to preserving and promoting Indian culture and heritage. His impact extends beyond the realm of writing, making him an influential figure in contemporary Indian society. So we would like to watch a video on Shri Amish Tripathi ji.
The man behind the stories and philosophies
From a self-published debut to best-selling Indian author
that echo the timeless tales of India.
I wish that there are many more amongst you that will be inspired by Amish Tripathi.
Honored with numerous awards. The fastest selling author in Indian publishing history.
Amish Tripathi. Amish Tripathi.
Amish. From being a senior banker to now a literary phenomenon.
Amish is India's first literary pop star.
Amish has written best-selling books with millions of copies sold worldwide, translated into 20 languages, capturing the imagination of readers of all ages. Amish's fan following has reached heights unheard of before for an Indian author.
I'm a big fan of Amish. I have read his works. He's an extraordinary gift to the world from India.
In 2019, the Government of India appointed Amish in a diplomatic role as the Minister, Culture and Education at the High Commission of India in the UK and Director of the Nehru Centre, London, voicing Indian culture and the India story as a speaker on various platforms and global forums.
How you see the world is often defined by where you come from. Hinduism is most probably among the most ancient living religions on earth.
Amish is not only an acclaimed author, but also a versatile broadcaster, presenting award-winning documentaries such as Legends of the Ramayana with Amish and Journey of India for Discovery TV. His recent documentary Ram Janmabhoomi Return of a Splendid Son has garnered critical acclaim and was among the most watched shows of 2024. Amish's journey is a testament to passion, dedication, and the power of storytelling, spreading Indian culture through his books, diplomacy, documentaries. Amish, India's storyteller.
Without any further delay, may I humbly invite Shri Amish Tripathi on stage for the most awaited Founders Memorial Talk. May I also invite Chairperson Dr. Silpi Sahoo to felicitate the guest with a token of our appreciation and gratitude before he starts his talk. This is just a small token of our love and appreciation from the entire SAI fraternity for his presence here, for delighting the audience, for gracing SAI International School today on this occasion. Now, no more waiting, over to Shri Amish Tripathi ji.
Namaste everyone. Namaste. Firstly, if I may say something, it is a matter of regret that I never met Dr. Bijaya Sahoo personally. But I've always believed that a man's footprints on the sands of time can be judged by the family he leaves behind. The wife he leaves behind, the remarkable Mrs. Sahoo, the beautiful son that I just met, Vishal, a man of great character for such a young guy. And of course, most importantly, the remarkable family of all of you students. His footprints in the sands of time are very strong and very noble and very dharmic. So, applaud loud enough so that Dr. Sahoo can hear it all the way up in the heavens. Loud enough. And there is a thought that struck me when I was watching Dr. Sahoo's videos and some of the things that he said. By the way, I lived in Odisha too, many, many years back, between 77 to 84, 85. There's this place called Kansbahal in western Odisha. How many have heard of it? Raise your hands. Yeah? Close to Rourkela. There was a Larsen and Toubro factory out there. My father used to work in the Larsen and Toubro factory out there, and I studied in this school called the Utmal English Primary School. It was a good school, not as good as SAI International, but it was a good school because at least I emerged from it. But if you guys do travel through Odisha, the wonders that you see, the beauty of how wealthy, powerful, and aesthetic Odisha was in ancient times. And it brings me to something that Dr. Saha spoke of in his speech. You shouldn't just wish to win. You should wish to prepare to win. Everyone heard that, right? And his favorite song, the Song of Hope, Tufano ko cheer ke, right? If I heard the word correctly. You have to rip through the storms that can get others to fall, but you have to rip through them. That's how you learn to win. But how can you win? Preparation कैसे करना चाहिए जीतने के लिए? So, should I answer questions or should I just speak? I'll just speak. Okay. If anyone wants to raise their hand and say, how should you prepare to win? What should you do? Just someone from the front can just ask loudly. How should you prepare to win? Is there any structure? What did Dr. Bijoy say? Yes, at the back out there. Loudly, I hopefully hear. Just बुलंद आवाज में बोल दो. Okay, walk like you're not afraid. Did I hear correctly? Or if there's a mic that can go out there. Ah, lovely. Come here. Come close. What's your name, beta? Srishti, okay.
Practice like you've never won, perform like you've never lost.
Oh, awesome. I like that line. I'm going to use it in one of my books. That's of course a great way to do it. But how about if I give you a structure for preparing to win that comes from our ancient times? If the mic uncle can go around, whoever raises their hand. But there are four principles that our ancestors used to say to prepare for life. One is Swayambodh, second is Parabodh, third is Shatrubodh, fourth is Yugbodh. Anyone has an idea what these four means? They are Sanskrit words, obviously. What do these four mean? Swayambodh, Parabodh, Shatrubodh, Yugbodh. Anyone wants to raise their hand or should I just answer? Swayambodh is the easiest. Who knows what Swayambodh means?
I guess Swayam means self and Bodh is knowledge.
Perfect. Who said that? Where are you?
Here I am.
There. Applause for her. She's absolutely right.
Thank you.
Swayambodh is self-knowledge. Know yourself. Yeah. What does Parabodh mean? Anyone wants to raise their hand? There's a girl at the back there. What? Oh, yeah.
Parabodh is the knowledge and awareness about our surroundings, others.
Perfect. About others. Be aware, have knowledge about others. What is Shatrubodh? That's easy. Anyone wants to answer? Knowledge of your enemy. Who said that?
About enemy.
Many. Applause for many. And Yugbodh, what does Yugbodh mean? Knowledge of the age and the world that you live in. If you have these four, if you understand them properly, you will know how to succeed in this world. More importantly, you'll know how to succeed in a dharmic way. In a way, dharma is beyond religion, it's above religion. The word for religion in Sanskrit is panth, path. Dharma is actually above religion. Dharma is that which is noble, that which sustains, that which balances. So let me explain Swayambodh first. If you don't understand yourself, then you don't really know what you're even fighting for, what you're even competing for, right? You don't even know what victory means. You don't even know what your strengths are. You saw that remarkable music band. First of all, a loud applause for that music band, yeah? I hope the students are still here. If they are, please stand up. Loud applause for them. I was just telling my wife and Mrs. Sahoo that this was professional level stuff. I was very impressed. But if you got these great musicians, they're really, really good at music. And then you took them to the US to test what their capabilities are. And to test their capabilities, you made them play basketball against an NBA team. Would they win or would they lose? But did that mean they didn't have capabilities? No, right? It's just that if they are aware of what their strengths are, they know where to compete. For example, I think I read a lot. I think I have a reasonably intelligent mind. So then I should try and compete in things like banking, writing, where I have some comparative skills. But if I decide, nahi, mujhe soldier banna hai, I want to be a soldier, right? And I want to go on the front and fight the enemy. Do you think I'll win or I will get into trouble? Get into trouble. Thank you so much for tearing down my ego, but you are absolutely right. I will get into trouble. I'm only 5'7". I'm not strong enough. My aim is not good. If I have Swayambodh, I know I shouldn't try that. But if I know what my skills are, I know where to compete. Parabodh. Why does Parabodh make a difference? And Parabodh is very important to know to differentiate from Shatrubodh. Okay? Parabodh are others, but they are not your enemies. Okay? Which means they have their own agenda. They have their own competition that they want to find, but they don't really hate you. So you find something common with them and then work with them. Like at a geopolitical level, are India and US, are we friends right now? Are we enemies or is it complicated? Who said complicated? Back there, applause for that young man out there. It's complicated, right? Are we going to blindly do what the US tells us to do? No. But are they an enemy? No, we're not really fighting with them. I'm a diplomat, so I won't name our enemies, but we know exactly who our enemies are. They're some of our neighboring countries, right? So if it's complicated, the US will have its own agenda. And we will have our own agenda. If we find a commonality of interest, we should work together. If we find a lack of commonality of interest, we should not work together. Everyone knows India was buying oil from Russia. Everyone knows it. Very smart audience, yeah? Your kids, you know this. Applause for yourself. Why was India buying oil from Russia? Mike uncle, if you can take the mic around. Anyone want, why was India buying oil from Russia? Anyone has an answer? Give it to anyone. Yes. Yes, young lady. What's your name?
My name is Avipsa.
Avipsa?
India was buying oil from Russia because India had a lack of oil.
Applause for her. She's absolutely right. India imports 90% of its oil. Oil gives energy. Energy feeds the economy. Can you run an economy without energy? No. So India cannot run its economy without oil. We have to import it from somewhere. Now, US didn't want us to import it from Russia, import oil from Russia. Should we have destroyed our economy just because US is asking us? No, we imported oil from Russia, right? But there are many other things where US and India actually have a commonality of interest. So we work together with them. India could do this because our diplomats were smart enough to have parabodh about the US. What is in their interest, what is not in their interest, and we have to find a way to work together. Third, what is Shatrubodh? Knowledge of the enemy. I won't give a geopolitical answer because I was a former diplomat. But there are times in life where you should be clear that another person does not want what is in your interest. To think that everyone wants, everyone loves you, life doesn't work that way. Okay? So one of our neighboring countries never wants India to do well. Everyone knows what that country is. I will not name it. Everyone knows what that country is? Yeah, okay, yeah, don't say it too loudly, but we all know. Correct? So we should be clear in our mind. It will be silly of us to think that they want what is in our interest. That doesn't mean we have to start a battle with them. It doesn't mean that. It just means we should be clear-headed. Shatrubodh. And this is true of life as well. There are times when you will meet people who, no matter what you do, will not help you, will try their best to hurt you. Keep a distance from those people. And if you have to fight, then you have to fight. As Lord Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, when you have to fight, you don't have a choice, you have to fight. Try and avoid a fight as long as you can. It doesn't help you. Okay? A fight hurts everyone, but sometimes you don't have a choice. And the fourth is Yugbodh, understanding the age that you live in. Okay? Do you notice that for many people, including till now, there was a time when becoming westernized raised your status? Is that true? Yeah? I'm wearing a pair of jeans. Why am I wearing a pair of jeans? Because maybe it'll make me appear cool to you guys, but it's comfortable also. Do you know that, I'm sure you know some people, who will walk by the US embassy and say, don't call me Mukesh, call me Mike. You met people like that? Yeah? Or they just anglicize themselves. Why do they do that? Because there was a time when it raised their status. For the last few centuries, the West has been dominating the world. It has been that way. So it was logical for many people around the world, not just in India, to westernize themselves. It raised their status. How many of you have been to Southeast Asia? Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Cambodia? Where is the largest Hindu temple in the world? Who said Cambodia? Awesome, applause for him. Why is it in Cambodia? Why is it not in India? There was a time, not just Cambodia, you go to Indonesia, their currency notes has Lord Ganesh on it. Have you guys seen that? Yeah? How did Indian culture spread to Indonesia and Malaysia and Thailand and Cambodia? How did they do that? Anyone wants to answer? Mic, uncle. Find someone and give him the mic. Give her the mic. Yes.
Raja Rajendra Chola had expanded his empire across Southeast Asia.
Okay, spot on. He's partially right. Applause for him. But do you know that the Angkor Wat temple in Cambodia was built before Rajendra Chola and Rajaraj Chola went Southeast Asia? They did go. That is true. Right? Because just like today, people westernize themselves to raise their status, there was a time when people Indianize themselves to raise their status. People in Southeast Asia took on Indian names. They weren't Indian. They took on Indian names. They celebrated the Ramayana 1,000 years ago, 1,500 years ago. Why? Because at that time, India was the most powerful, wealthiest country on earth. It raised their status. Right? So, when the age changes, that's why you should know Yugbodh. If you are in tune with the age, you will do well. The age of Western domination is ending. That is something that is very clear. So what should we Indians do if the age of Western domination is ending? It's not going to collapse immediately, but their age is ending. What should we Indians do? Arey, you answered once again. Arey, applause for him. And double applause for him. We must learn what is good from the West. Of course, we should. But we must learn what is connected to our culture as well. Because the age of Western domination is ending. It's slowly coming to an end. India's age will rise. You know, just 1991, when our economic liberalization began, just around that period, India's economy was smaller than the American car industry. We were that poor. Just 3 American car companies, General Motors, Ford Motors, Chrysler, made more money than all of India. Just 35 years ago, we were that poor. And where are we today? How many of you know that India crossed the GDP of our former colonial master, UK, just last year? We've grown that fast. How many know? Lots of hands going up. Those who don't, now you know. Applause for India. India is rising once again. Our culture will become more important once again. Get reconnected to our culture. Among the things I love most with what SAI International is doing is that in the books they distribute in their library are not just English books. They're also Odia books. You must learn English because it will open jobs in the West. But you must know your own language well as well. You must know Odia well. For me, my mother tongue is Hindi. I can speak Hindi properly. I do podcasts in Hindi, you can check out. I can speak Hindi properly. Why? Because at home, our parents were very clear. They sent us to English medium schools to learn English and to interact with India, as they call it. But ghar mein Bharat hi tha. They were very clear about that too. Our generation, my siblings, we are the first generation to be educated in English in our family. My parents were educated in Hindi. And they said, you'll make sure you're as comfortable in Hindi as in English. Similarly, all of you must be as comfortable in Odia as in English. Why? Because Odia connects you to your roots. It connects you to your culture. If you know Odia, you will also know there was a time when Odisha was actually among the wealthiest regions on earth. You guys know that? Not just in India, on earth. Do you know that much of Southeast Asia, the Indianization that happened, sir, you were talking about Rajendra Chola, even earlier was the influence that the Kalinga Empire had on Southeast Asia. Those who go to Southeast Asia, if you read their original script, do you notice it looks very similar to the Odia script? How many have noticed that? That the original, not the modern script, original Southeast Asian scripts look very similar to Odia. Because Odias were among the first people to go to Southeast Asia. How many have heard of the Bali Yatra that takes place? Everyone? Fantastic. Why is it called the Bali Yatra? Mic, uncle. Mic to someone. I'll end in, how much time do I have? 2 more minutes? Okay.
Because they went to Bali.
Applause for him. Absolutely right. The answer was in the name itself, Bali Yatra. This Bali Yatra has been in place. It used to happen even 1500 years ago. What time does the Bali Yatra take place? Is there some water? What time does the Bali Yatra take place? Mic, uncle. If there's someone you can give the mic to. Thank you.
This month only, Kartik.
Kartik month. Anyone wants to guess why it takes place in this month? Are boss, that boy is a genius. I really like him. Mike out there. What's your name, beta? This is the 3rd time you're answering. Mike.
My name is Shubham Mohanty.
Shubham Mohanty, loud applause for him. Ha beta, why does the Bali Yatra begin at this time?
Because people used to travel during this month.
Yeah.
In
And why? Because of the?
Customs.
Because of the winds. Okay. Let me explain why it happens. Thank you.
Sir,
In the olden ages, the Sadhavapurs, who were the sailors from Odisha, used to go to distant lands of Java, Borneo, Sumatra, Indonesia. They used to trade from there. Our things would go to their countries and their products would come here. And that would be set up in the annual fair of Baliyatra on the banks of Mahanadi. And I'm so proud to say that I live on the banks of Mahanadi near the Baliyatra Padya. So I get to see the view of Baliyatra from my terrace. And I must say, it's a spectacular to witness.
It's spectacular. And you are absolutely right in everything. My question is this: why does the Bali Yatra specifically take place in this month? It has been happening in this month, in the Kartik month, for hundreds of years. Why does it specifically take place in this month? Anyone wants to guess? Applause for her. What's her name, ma'am? Satvaki, applause for her. She's absolutely right. I'll explain. In ancient times, how many of you have heard of the Silk Road? Everyone's heard of the Silk Road? Okay. Put your hands down. How many have heard of the Indian Ocean trade route? Okay, much less. And there's a reason for this, because you're not taught this in your education system. The Silk Road was basically a land route from Manchuria, which is northeast of China, all the way to Europe in Hungary through the steppe lands. There are grasslands out there. It's a roadway, it's a land route. On land, you can only travel on oxen and camel. Okay. Oxen and camel, how much can you carry on oxen and camel? Even in ancient times, real trade, mass trade, used to happen on ships, not on oxen and camel. Because ships have a lot of capacity. You can do mass trade on ships, correct? In ancient times, the biggest problem with ships was they didn't have engines. So they couldn't sail if there was no wind. Ships sailed either with the wind, because the wind would power the sail, or they had slaves in the galley. How many have seen the movie Ben-Hur? Yeah, a few. Ben-Hur, do you remember? Ben-Hur actually became a slave in the galley. Yeah? In ships in ancient times in the Mediterranean Sea, they had slaves below the deck who used to row to make the ship move. Okay? Why did they have slaves? How many have heard of trade winds? Yeah, you've all learnt in school. They are permanent winds, right? They blow in the temperate zones. The thing with trade winds, you'd remember that from school, is that, I'll just take some water. Thing with trade winds, you'd remember that from school, is that they only blow in one direction. Everyone knows that? Trade winds only blow, thank you, in one direction. So in ancient times, traveling from Egypt to Crete was 2 days. Journey back, 2.5 weeks. Why? Because the ships were sailing against the wind. But there is one ocean, the only ocean on earth, where the winds change direction every year. Which ocean is that? Applause for everyone. You're right. The only ocean on earth where the winds change direction every year, like clockwork, because of the monsoon system, is the Indian Ocean. Okay, and India is at the heart of this wind change direction. So, our ancestors figured this out. They knew when the winds change direction. And in this month, in Kartik month, the winds flow from northeast south. Everyone has heard of the northeast monsoon? Yeah? The winds flow down from the north southwards. They sailed out with this wind in Bali Yatra. And they came back with the monsoon winds. When does the monsoon happen? June. June is when the winds change direction. Right? Mid-June. Yeah? And June, July, August, September, October it ends. Correct? Our ancestors figured this out and they made an annual round trip. They would sail out in the Kartik month and come back with the monsoon. It was an annual trip. This is how mass trade actually happened in the ancient world. This is why India was the wealthiest land on earth in the ancient world. Odisha was actually among the hearts of this. Bali Yatra is living proof of that. You need to revive that period when Odisha was at the forefront of India and the world. Be reconnected to your culture so you know the power and strength that our land had. We will revive it once again. Our journey of revival has just begun. It's been only some 35 years since 1991. You're the generation that will make it happen. So at the end of it, loud applause for all of you. And I can't wait to see where you guys take India. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for such an enlightening, igniting and engaging session. Now our audience would like to ask a few questions with your permission, if they can. Yes, anyone, whoever wants to ask a question can raise up their hand. Yes, we have, yeah. There we have Prathamesh, yeah.
A very good morning, sir. This is Prathamesh Gaurav, a student of class 11th. Not a Mike uncle.
Okay, sorry. Mike brother.
All right, sir. So my question to you is, sir, you talked about Ghar Mein To Bharat Tha and about the culture that was there in homes earlier. But don't you think that the loss of culture has happened because of the ills within it? Because maybe we found that the Western culture or the Western barriers were better. Or maybe they have involved our lives in a better way.
Very good point. Very good point. And this has happened, what you're saying is right. And this has happened to practically every culture on earth. All civilizations go through a growth phase, go through their peak phase, go through their decline phase, and go through their destruction phase. Right? You heard of the Roman Empire, obviously. Does it exist today?
No, sir.
It was genuinely great once upon a time. It went through this phase. You heard of the Egyptian civilization? Does it exist today? In fact, the Egyptians themselves don't even know the original name of their own culture. Do you know what the original name of Egypt was? It wasn't Egypt, I can tell you.
It was Mesopotamia, I guess?
No. Mesopotamia is again the anglicization of Iraq. I'm saying what the Egyptians called themselves 2000 years ago. It was Chem. Egypt is actually an anglicization of a Greek word for them called Aegyptos. They don't even remember their own name. So their civilization is completely gone. But it had its peak once upon a time. This has happened to every civilization. They go through their growth, peak, decline, destruction. Rome, Egypt, all of them were there when India started its civilization. They are as old as us. Right? They are not around. We are still here. Have you heard this? There's this lovely Urdu sher by Iqbal. Yunano, Misro, Roma, सब मिट गए जहाँ से अब तक मगर है बाकी नामो निशा हमारा कुछ बात है कि हस्ती मिटती नहीं हमारी सदियों रहा है दुश्मन दौरे ज़मा हमारा. This is the everyone understood this, right? I don't have to translate. Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is we began our path to civilization along with those cultures. They're dead. We're still here, right? We're the only pre-Bronze Age culture that is still alive. Why? I believe because everyone goes through a phase of decay. Some don't realize it and die. Some realize it and improve, right? And reform. That is the true strength of India. Of course, we'll go through a phase of decay. Which culture escapes it? No culture does. The key point is actually the point that you made. Seeing the truth that there was some decay, let's reform. And then we start growing once again. That's why we are still here. Whereas all those other cultures are dead. I've lived in the UK for 4.5 years. I'm telling you, many things about the West give me a late stage Roman Empire feel. Like they're also decaying. Their families are collapsing. Society bikhar raha hai. God knows if they will reform and improve or they will die. But what they are going through is what we also went through. Every culture goes through this. The true genius is in realizing, being truthful and honest. Yaar, ye kuch gadbad aa raha hai. We should reform, but without losing the best of our old. We have kept the best of our old, but we've reformed things that need reforming. That's why we are growing once again. We must keep that spirit alive.
Thank you so much, sir, for your question. And I'd just like to quote you once again from your Ramchandra series, where Lakshman said, "Bro, pass me the arrows." So similarly, it could be, "Bro, pass me the culture," so our culture goes to a second peak again. Thank you so much, sir.
What you said is so beautiful, because this is what civilization is. Civilization is actually a relay race. People of Dr. Sahoo's generation pass the beauty of our culture to my generation. Our job is to pass it to your generation. Your job is to pass it to the next generation. Civilization is not the worship of ashes. It's a preservation of fire. That's what we must remember.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. We just can take one more question. Just one more question. Can you pass on the mic? Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
I am Jay
Hi,
of
Jay.
class 11th.
Okay.
And your writing has been inspiring me a lot.
Thank you.
And I had a question. What drew you to write mythology?
I'll be honest, I wasn't really looking at being a writer. I come from a very humble background. I've never hidden it. In fact, I'm very proud of it. My parents, they sent the four of us siblings to schools that was beyond their social and income class. They sent us to, I studied in Mumbai at Cathedral and John Convent School. I was at a boarding school, Lawrence School, Ooty, Xavier's College, IIM Calcutta. My friends in school had shoes which cost more than my father's salary. My parents really, they had no other savings except the education of the four of us. So the four of us were very clear that it's our duty to do well, that we have to be worthy of the sacrifices that our parents made. So which is why I did the pragmatic, logical things, and I did an MBA, became a banker, did all the things that I think I should do to earn a good salary and take care of my parents and meet my responsibilities. All four of us did that. I started writing my books just as for myself, actually. I didn't really know where it would go. I just started writing for myself. My knowledge of mythology helped because I come from a Pandit family. My grandfather was a Pandit at Vishwanathji in Varanasi. Very religious family, so that's how we know much of our scriptures. So obviously ideas emerged in an area that I had knowledge in. But I wrote my first two books along with my job. I resigned only when my royalty check became more than my salary. Again, boring and pragmatic, and I would suggest it to all of you. Allow your heart to choose the destination, use your mind to plot the journey, right? Let your heart decide where you want to go. But, for example, if I wanted to be a writer, and I just resigned from my job, and I kicked my boss, like I'm discovering myself, bhaad mein jao, right? And it took me 4-5 years to write my books, to write my first book. Took me another 2 years to get it published. I self-published actually my first book. Where would I have paid my bills from, right? Because I was pragmatic, I didn't have to compromise on my books. So what did I do? I wanted to write my books, used my heart, but I used my mind to plot the journey. I wrote my books along with my job. I resigned only when my royalty check became more than my salary, right? That's the balance that I suggest we should try and match. There's no dishonor in having a good job that pays the bills, even if it's not creative. Sometimes the most boring jobs pay the best. Okay? There's no dishonor in that. You can have something creative on the side to give peace to your heart as well. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for answering the question so patiently and enlightening the audience. Now I request Chairperson Ma'am Dr. Shilpi Sahoo and Academic Director and Senior Principal Sri Nilakanta Panigrahi to kindly join us to give away the most coveted awards. So it's time to felicitate the winners of the Founders Cup Debate Competition which was a part of our Founders Memorial Series. And I think today is the most befitting occasion to confer the prizes to the most deserving students. So announcing the names of those who have got special mention in the Founders Cup debate competition in the special mention junior category. May I call upon Raksha Gupta, Adesh Mohanty, Pratichi Shatpati and Abhipsa Sonakshi Puttal getting the special mention award in the Founders Cup debate competition which was held as a part of the Founders Memorial Series. Congratulations. A huge round of applause for the students for all their efforts and the tremendous achievement. The runners-up in this category, we have Rishit Singh and Anushka Panda from the junior category for the Founders Cup debate competition. Rishit Singh and Anushka Panda, congratulations. A huge round of applause for these two students. It's a great honor receiving the prizes from the great writer. Now we have the champions of the junior category. May I call upon Ruhan Samantrai and Alokita Mishra. The champions of the Founders Cup debate competition in the junior category. Huge round of applause for this tremendous achievement. Now may I announce from the senior category the special mention. Let me call upon Shagun Samantrai, Tarun Tapan Bhuiya and Satvik Ranjan Nanda getting the special mention in the Founders Cup Memorial Debate in the senior category. And it is indeed an honor to be receiving the prizes from the great personality. They are truly, truly honored. And the runners-up in this category are Ankita Mishra and Sai Srirupa Priyadarshini. Huge round of applause for Ankita Mishra and Sai Srirupa Priyadarshini getting the runners-up in the Founders Cup debate competition. It was our founder chairman's dream to make every pioneer a great orator, a great debater, and to excel in every field. Now may I call upon the champions, Sivakshi Dikshit and Anushka Panda. Huge round of applause for the champions for this great feat, great achievement, great honor. Huge round of applause for all the winners who gave their best and they could reach this success. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. And a huge round of applause for Shri Amish Tripathi ji. Now, may I request Senior Principal and Academic Director, Shri Nilakantha Panigrahi, to kindly come forward for the vote of thanks. Sir, please.
So, good afternoon. Good afternoon and namaskar to all of you. As we bring this year's Founders Memorial Series to a close, following 2 months of meaningful events and discussion leading us to today's Founder Memorial Talk, this year's session holds special significance as we honor this endurance legacy of our founder chairman, Dr. Bijaya Kumar Sahoo. His visionary leadership and values have established a strong foundation for SAI International, guiding us all as we continue to nurture curious and capable young minds. This marks this third Founders Memorial Talk, and we are truly privileged to have Sri Amish Tripathi join us as our distinguished speaker, further enriching our celebrations of Dr. Sahoo's legacy. A special thanks to you, to our esteemed speaker, Sri Amish Tripathi, whose inspiring session has profoundly influenced our students, parents, and other esteemed guests amidst us. His remarkable talent for blending ancient wisdom with modern themes has sparkled curiosity and inspired many of us to dive deep into our cultural heritage. As we celebrate third Founders Memorial Talk, we are truly grateful for valuable insight and time shared with us, sir. Sir, the four words which says about that Swayam and then Swayambodh, Parbodh, Satrubodh and Yugbodh has so nicely you have explained. All my seniors have been learnt a lot. Please give a big round of applause for this. I would also like to extend my sincere appreciation to Dr. Shilpi Sahoo, our chairperson, ma'am, and for her unwavering support and dedication to sustaining and promoting these values of our founder chairman. Her guidance, played a curiosity role in shaping this experience of our students throughout this Founders Memorial Series, which has engaged learners of all ages in meaningful discussion and activities. For your knowledge, I'll tell you that we have started this memorial series on 16th of August, and during this course of 2.5 months, our seniors have learned lot and reviewed the values which has been taught by our founder chairman. Thank you, ma'am, for your support. Secondly, Bisal, your candid and insightful words have touched all of us. Thank you for allowing us to relive Sir's beautiful memories. Thank you, Bisal. Finally, a heartfelt thanks to all our parents, guests who have always been with us in an integral part of our SAI family. Your presence here today has made this event a truly special. I would also like to express our gratitude to this press and electronic media for their support. A big thanks to all our faculty, mentors, the students and entire SAI community for their enthusiasm and commitment throughout this series and coming together to organize this insightful event. Together, we continue to celebrate the enduring vision and values for which we define us. Thank you all and namaskar.